Okay, so where I was at, my last strategy. We're looking at the pros and cons of Miss Potter creating about 4 or 5 vision and mission statements and presenting them to the current committee. The pros of doing this, or the pro of doing this, is that she is still doing what the committee has requested. She's still creating the vision and mission statement, but she's not making the final decision all on her own. She's presenting the committee with different options. The con of this, again, is that more responsibility is placed on Mrs. Potter. It is her responsibility to create all 4 or 5 of these vision and mission statements, which of course will take a lot of time and effort to make great choices to present to the committee. Section 8, choosing the best option. In my opinion, I think the best option for Principal Susan Potter is the comprehensive liberal action of creating a second committee to create the vision and mission statement. Although it'll take her time to obtain more parents and staff to create a second committee, it'll alleviate some of that stress that Miss Potter would be under to create these vision and mission statements on her own. It also brings in that community input and the opinions and values that the other staff members have, that parents have, that other members of the community have. So I think she should open this second committee up to the entire school. Of course, if there's anybody that was on the first committee that wants to join that second committee, that's wonderful. But she should still open that up to the entire school, both staff and parents. This gets more stakeholders involved, and it makes your stakeholders aware that you or Miss Potter value their opinions and value their values. It also creates more involvement within the school. It's creating that stronger community. But however, this doesn't ensure an immediate or easier decision about the vision and mission statement. It's probably going to be the longer route. It's going to take a little bit longer, but it does, again, alleviate some of that stress for Mrs. Potter having to come up with those ideas on her own. And finally, section 9, imagine implementing your decision. Or in this case, Miss Potter's decision. So first, let's start with choosing the path. I think the best way to go about this, if I was Mrs. Potter, is to let the advisory committee know first that you're planning on creating this second committee, or forming this second committee. When the first committee, the advisory committee, is informed, they may give their opinion that they don't want a second committee to be formed. And maybe at that time, they'll be open to making that decision about the vision and mission statement. And they'll be willing to give their input. That way Miss Potter doesn't turn to a second committee. After informing the first committee, the advisory committee, I think Miss Potter should then open the second committee to the school public. And maybe place like a sign-up sheet in the office, send home a phone dialer, a newsletter, an email, make everyone in the school aware that this second committee is going to be formed. After the committee is formed, obviously she'll need to schedule the first meeting of the committee. Throughout these meetings, the committee will discuss vision and mission statements and what needs to be included in the vision and mission statements for this new middle school. And then after collaborating for some time about these vision and mission statements and what should be included, the vision and mission statements will both be chosen by that committee. And finally, what might happen or what if it doesn't work? Again, the second committee might be introduced to the first committee, and the first committee decides as a group that they would rather not have a second committee formed. And in that case, they decide that they want to handle creating that vision and mission statement. Something else that might happen is that the second committee does decide to form, and they do decide on a vision and mission statement. And finally, let's say neither one of these solutions work and neither one of these situations happen. Then it would fall on Miss Potter to create the vision and mission statements all on her own. And that is all I have for this case study. So I wish you all the best in your future endeavors, and thank you for being such great collaborators in this class.